Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Luis King Kong Ortiz calls out Tyson Fury. Stay tuned. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, Luis King Kong Ortiz, he did lose his last fight to Deontay Wilder, and it was a hell of a fight. Definitely pushed the champion, WBC champion, Wilder to the brink. Had him hurt, just couldn't finish him. Wilder showed immense heart. It was a classic. It's actually probably my favorite fight this year. Definitely one of them. King Kong Ortiz, him and his team called out Tyson Fury. This is what they said on their Twitter. Hey, Tyson Fury, Peter Fury, how about facing Luis Ortiz for your next fight? Yes or no? King Kong calls out Fury. Listen, Luis Ortiz, unfortunately, even though he's in a situation where he took an L, people know what it is. Real recognizes real. He's a southpaw, he's Cuban, he can box, he can punch, he can move when he wants to, and you've seen how he handled himself and held a good account of himself versus Deontay Wilder. So in my opinion, Luis Ortiz is in the same position he was when he was undefeated. A lot of guys are going to view him as a high-risk, low-reward scenario, so they're going to avoid him. And that's just the reality of it. See, in boxing, there's a lot of fake shit that goes on. You have a lot of people who say, oh, Luis Ortiz, he's not 38, he's 46, and all these different things, but they don't want to fight him. So, it doesn't matter his age, because you've seen how well he did against Wilder, who's younger than him, who has freakish power, you know what I'm saying? So if you felt he was that old, he's old, and like you listen to how people talk about, listen, Luis Ortiz is listed at about the same age as Pacquiao. But listen how people want to fight Pacquiao. You ask Terrence Crawford if he wants to fight Pacquiao right now. He'll tell you, hell yeah. He just beat Jeff Horn. Pacquiao's still a name, etc. You know what I mean? Matisse was down to fight Pacquiao. But you listen to King Kong, who's about the same age as Pacquiao, at least on paper, and doesn't nobody want to fight him. You look at Dillian White, he got ordered to fight him through the WBC, and just keep in mind, I'm not saying it's him personally, maybe it's his team, Eddie Hearn, but they chose a different route. Instead, they're going to fight another guy coming off of a loss, Joseph Parker. But if you were really doing it for clout, if you're going to fight a guy off a loss, Luis Ortiz, I think, would give you more respect from the true boxing fans than fighting Joseph Parker. Because Parker, he did fairly well against Joshua, but Luis Ortiz did really well versus Wilder, right? Different style fights and different puzzles, but still, you guys get what I'm saying? So, in terms of respect and moving you closer to a title shot, if Dillian White wanted to fight somebody and he fought Luis Ortiz, that would prove more, in my opinion, even though Luis Ortiz wasn't the former champion and Joseph Parker is. But I understand how the business works. Joseph Parker, he'll make more money in that fight. Plus, it's also a respectable fight. I'm not saying it's a bad fight, but the hardcore boxing fans would definitely give equal, if not greater, respect if Dillian White would have faced Luis Ortiz. Facts. You know what I'm saying? But he's still, like I said, he's a high-risk, low-reward scenario for a lot of fighters. So I would love to see him fight Tyson Fury. Absolutely love it. I just don't think it'll happen. Tyson Fury has had banter with Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Tony Bellew, Kenneth Briggs. Guys with different things. Like Wilder and Kenneth Briggs have a lot of power. Joshua has power, right? Tony Bellew's coming off of good wins with David Haye. But I never really hear Tyson Fury mention Luis Ortiz. So, like I said, real recognizes real. I think at the end of the day, people know Luis Ortiz is good. And Luis Ortiz is just unfortunately one of those fighters you don't really want to deal with unless you have to deal with him. Except for, I give credit to Deontay Wilder. That's a situation where he didn't really have to deal with Luis Ortiz because he was pursuing a unification with Joshua, and he could have just tried to fight a Dominic Breazeale first or something like that, but he took on the dangerous fight, so you got to give credit for that because he really didn't have to, especially after Luis Ortiz's side failed a drug test. He could have used that, and a lot of guys would have used that as a scapegoat. Like, I'm not fighting him now. He loses out, especially when you're in the A side. But like I said, Tyson Fury versus Luis Ortiz, it would be a good fight, different fight than the last fight because Wilder has crazy power, so you always have to respect it. I don't think Tyson Fury has as much power, but he's a little bit bigger, and he can also box. So it's a different style fight. We'll see what he says and how he responds to the call out. But I foreshadow a lot of these guys are going to be looking for big fights and big money and stuff like that. So unfortunately, I think Luis Ortiz is going to end up fighting somebody else other than a Dillian White or a Tyson Fury because he has to, or forced with inactivity because, like I said, even though he's coming off a loss, he's still very dangerous. As long as he's the same psychologically, he's a dangerous man, and these fighters know that. Like I said, I don't really see people actively. Deontay Wilder's like the only one that I really remember actively calling him out like that. Let me know your thoughts. Drop it in the comment section. Tyson Fury called out by Luis King Kong Ortiz. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego, son. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.